Hello. I'm still going strong. This is a little video of I've just got back from a very short visit into town, but I feel absolutely ecstatic because I haven't done it for a couple of weeks. Now the story is that a few weeks ago I had a mini TIA, which is a little stroke, and I didn't know I'd had it until only quite recently. It was a weird experience. I was sitting in my other room and I suddenly found I couldn't speak. My speech had gone. And I was a bit scared, obviously. I thought, well, what could it be? Let's write it out. It only lasted about 5 minutes, if that. And of course, you know me, I could rationalise anything, so I didn't bother. But anyway, a couple of weeks ago, I went to my doctor for something else and I said, do you think I've had a stroke? Straight away, he said you had a mini, not much to talk about, but a mini, whatever it is, a mini stroke, TIA, transient ischemic attack. And I kept saying to my friends, I kept saying to them, look, I'm just going to check it is working. My spirit friends and masters and all these, they said to me a few months ago, you're going to have 2 or 3 months of intense purging. Well, I haven't told you about the intense purging. Every night from about 2 o'clock onwards, I can't describe it. It was, my body went into shock, spasms, pain. I was screaming and yelling. I did, you've got to stop this. I don't know what they were doing. I felt they were sending me a lot of negative energy. I could see it coming at me. I still haven't worked out what they were doing, but I said, if you carry on like this, I'm going to have a stroke or a heart attack. At my age, my body can't handle this. Well, of course they didn't. They don't listen to me, and on it went. So eventually I had this little whatever, and I can't tell you what it's done to me, really. I'm very, very, very fortunate that it's had no visible effect, except my body feels quite weak. I don't have a lot of energy. I don't seem to have the grip. There's little things I've noticed, but I'm still kind of going, and I've got to take these tablets, aspirin, which they upset me, which keeps the blood flowing apparently. I think, do I need them? My body is so sensitive, do I need them? But I thought, well, they've said I've got, they do affect me, so honestly, I don't, this is a build up to the story. And anyway, so you can imagine where in my mind, anybody's mind, is I live on my own, and I'm saying, look, hang on, God, I can't be this ill. Who's going to push me around? I haven't got a wheelchair. I haven't got, all the stuff came flooding into my mind. How am I this? How am I that? And it sounds very negative. I just didn't know which way to go, to be honest, because I hadn't got any feedback from anybody. There's all sorts of things on the internet you can look up, and they frighten the life out of you. But it was a weakness, and I was already feeling, as you know, not terribly well. And I thought, well, what about driving the car? I've got to get 2 new tyres for the back. They're getting to the point they want replacing. 200 quid or so, as you know. And I thought, well, what do I do? Do I get these tyres replaced, or wait and see what's going to happen to me? It was like I went down a very strange avenue, and a fearful one, because I had no one to talk to, no one to share it with. Doctors don't talk to, as you know. And there are plenty of people on the internet, and there are phone numbers you can ring, and they generally, there is help, but it's mental, it's not emotional, it's not someone saying, poor you. And it must be 6 weeks ago, and I haven't known what to do. I'm getting in such a state, and I thought, well, I get Sainsbury's delivery food. I just had a delivery, so I'm not going to starve. But I'm not the sort of person to sit around and do F all. I mean, I got second-hand carpet. This room's tatty. It's a second-hand. This is not me. But it's what I have to deal with at the moment. I have to deal with. As you know, I've had 10 housemaids. I left without anything, and I built up to something, a lot of some things. But it's not mine. The bungalow's not mine. I get help with rent and stuff. So it's the car business, I think, that is the main worry. I mean, I can still drive it. Well, I thought I could. I mean, it was a couple of weeks ago, because to change gear, it's a manual, heavy car. and I fell out of it again the other day, as you know. So it's, I thought if I could have a space outside with no car there, that would finish me. I would be suicidal. You know, anyone's the same has got a car and is dependent on the car, because that's your freedom, isn't it? I did a video recently about freedom. This is my freedom. You know, to have the car there, and I thought, well, I'll leave it there for a bit. It's not due for its MOT until November. I'll leave it there. Forget the tyres. I really can't afford them anyway at the moment. Just see how this goes. Am I going to build up my energy? And nobody will tell me. Well, a couple of days ago, with that full moon, I don't know what you've been through, but that full moon knocked me for six. I woke up in the morning, my heart was absolutely racing. I could see all this light above me. I thought, what on earth is going on? Managed to get out of bed, and I thought, I better ring a doctor. There's something happening. I thought it was physical, but of course it isn't. And you can't talk to a doctor about metaphysical stuff, can you? But I thought I ought to check it out anyway. So I called the doctor. Oh, we can't come till this afternoon. If anyway, a woman did come, and by which time I calmed down. So I guess she thought it was a waste of time, but I still don't know what that was. But it knocked me for six, and I thought, every day something's happening to me, you know. And I said to God, look, I'm not going to get well if you keep pushing me on limits. Last night I was awake all night doing something or other. I said, you're not giving me a chance to get over whatever it is before it starts again. And I sent an email to my daughter while she's not going to acknowledge. I've got to let that go. And there's been so much going on psychically. I expect you find the same. But I'm getting a little bit, what like a runner, you know. I'm losing the race. I feel I am. So this is where I'm at the moment, and it's opened up a completely new world. You have no idea. I mean, it's like any illness, really. It's a new world of being. How not to, fortunately, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't have sex. Chance would be a fine thing, but you know, I don't have anything that pressure my body except getting in these states when they're throwing energy at me. So I was free this morning, and I thought, I haven't been out for a couple of weeks, and I thought, I'm getting cabin fever. I've got to do something. I've got to at least try. I've got to take some steps for charity shops, and you know, get some stuff from the chemist. There is nobody to help me. I don't know a single soul. That couple that I thought were going to help me, of course, has all gone pear-shaped because I did the video, and they were obviously upset. So I don't have anybody in my life I can call on. Could you go to the chemist and get me these tablets? They prescribe tablets and this and that and It's a frightening thought, you know. You've had this thing and you don't know quite. I think it's the left brain, the language, which you can imagine. For me, language is that I'm speaking, I'm typing. My fingers aren't working terribly well. They don't seem to be. Well, they're working, but I can't describe it. They're not in touch with the keys as much as they used to be. So I've had to slow down. So my whole life really has undergone quite a shock. They say that transformation. Oh, transformation time. Your whole life will change. Well, yes, you're right there. So anyway, today's one of those days, and I thought Sainsbury's came with the food, and I thought the smell of fresh air coming through my front door. I can't do the garden. You know, I can't do the garden. I'm crying over it. I love my little garden, and I can't get the grass cut. Nobody would do it. People run away. I think it must be the energies. I had one or two people that you can see they get into a panic. They come and do a little job. Oh no, I won't stop. A girl came there to deliver a lavatory seat, and that's another story. I said, do you want a coffee? Oh no, I better go. I thought, it must be the energy that I'm used to, we're used to, that somehow they're picking up on. It scares them to death. So, where am I? He'd been with the groceries and the smell of fresh air. I thought, I've got to go to the chemist. I've got to drop a form in for the repeat prescription. You have to drop this form in. I thought, who's going to do it? I've got to do it. So, funnily enough, I found out I've been driving for what, 60 years? Probably more than that. I've been driving a very long time, so all sorts of cars, all sorts of places, da 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 da. I've just found out recently, when I get out of the car, I can get out, put two legs out at the same time. Just realised it. I was watching a man opposite. He was about the same as me. He can't walk very far and he's got sticks and so forth. I thought, I wonder how he manages to get in and out of the car. Because I used to put one leg out and pull the other one behind me, which is not good for my hips. Sorry, you'll enjoy this. You'll enjoy this. Think how lucky you are. And I watched him. I thought, oh, he's got his twirls, swings right round, and just about in the gap. There's not a big gap between the open car door and the car seat. Get 2 feet out at the same time. Then just, I can't tell you. I've tried it. It works. It works, and I can get out a lot better than what I was doing before, because I was always frightened of falling. I thought, okay, we're going to have, it's a big car, it's a Renault Megane, it's not a little job, it's, got spoilers, it's a lovely car. I thought, hey, we're going to have to try it. What's the worst thing that can happen? I'm all right driving, you see. It's like a lot of people, I expect you see them getting out of their cars, you think, my God, how do they drive? But you can drive, because as long as you got your muscle movement, And it's only a couple of miles, probably only less into town, so it's a fairly easy job, So I got in the car, I sat there and I thought, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. God is my strength and power and makes my way perfect. Please God, get me there and back. I set off and I thought, my God, how wonderful it feels to get into my little car. You feel somehow, it's a little world, isn't it? It's your little world. You've got things in it that are familiar. You feel safe, you feel encompassed, you feel you're in control. All sorts of emotions when you get into your little car. And I got into town to the chemist. I'm going to check the time, get carried away, as you know. Got to the chemist, got out the car, I've got a walking stick, one of these NHS ugly things, I hate it. Got the stick out, then you have to get your legs out, it's a performance, believe me. And then you've got to hobble to where you're going. I went to the surgery to get some tablets. And of course my balance has gone, you see. It's not just the walking, it's the whole balance, because I'm lying down a lot of the time and I don't have this balance. The muscles are not kind of coordinating. You feel to the bloody fool because you keep toppling, you keep hanging on to things. Oh God. Anyway, I managed to get the prescription what is for me. I thought, I feel adventurous, what else can I do? I know what to do. I'll go into town to a charity shop. I've got a big bag of clothes and stuff in the back of the car. They've been there a couple of months. So I'll drop that off, see if I can do it. So I get in my little car, 2 legs, and go to the charity shop, which is at the back of a big store. There's a little car park. And I thought, how far can I walk with carrying this heavy bag and a walking stick? Well, I managed to get out of the car with this bag outside. There's a back entrance to this charity shop. I saw a very nice man in a van. I looked at him, waved him over. I said, could you carry this bag to the... Sure, he said, sure I will. So I got out of the car, stood there with my walking stick. Oh, what I got, actually nearly fell over the bloody thing. I was getting out of the car, got trapped in it. And there's a story, isn't it? Being fallen over a walking stick. Anyway, he took this bag in and I had to reverse out of this very difficult car park. And I got home, I thought, I need to lie down in a brandy. But I did it! I thought, God, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up. I'll leave my tyres a bit longer until the MOT is due. And I thought, thank you, God. I mean, really, that is a thank you, God. When you can overcome something with God's help, and I do ask for lots of help, it's all I have. It's all I have is that connection and that trust and that I'm very, very lucky. I've worked hard at that all my life. I've worked hard and knowing I am being helped. I am. I am. And you have to really, really... I was talking to the beloved the other day. Sorry, I better go. I'll tell you that later. Called trust. So there we go, darlings. Don't give in. Don't give up. Keep trying. Keep persevering until you're absolutely on your knees. Okay. Blessings for now.